I totally agree, and I also want to add in a readiness in regard to the fishing industry and the loss that's going to, serious loss going to impact on our fisheries industry, and also, as I said, the connectivity with Europe, and also I want to mention the cross-border directive. We need a debate on those. We've been held on a string in regard to the EU cross-border directive regarding people travelling to the north. Thousands have travelled, and we understand now that it's going to be a scheme handed back to the HSE, who failed the people in the first instance. So we need to debate those issues in the Parliament this week, and this side of Christmas certainly, because after that it's into January and it's all out the gap, and God knows what's going to happen at the mercy of the waves. So we need a debate on those issues.
First of all, I thank Deputy Callan and Deputy McGrath for raising the issue. I think it's a fair point in terms of the necessity for a debate in relation to Brexit preparedness. Now, let's be honest too, we did have a good debate in the context of the Brexit bill, omnibus bill, that went through the House, I think, beginning 2 weeks ago, and that various ministers took in respect of their various areas of responsibility in terms of preparations and decisions we have taken to prepare for Brexit. Because even in the event of a deal, if there was a deal, we're still facing a significant degree of disruption. I mean, you're going from 1.5 million customs declarations per annum prior to Brexit to 20 million per annum, even in the context of a trade deal. So the enormity of this cannot be understated, and we do know that, notwithstanding the fact that about 72,000 companies have now registered with revenue, representing about 97% value of our exports, quite a significant number of SMEs have not registered and are not prepared. And there's been a low take-up of the online grant, or sorry, the grant of 9,000 to facilitate companies to employ someone to help them with their customs. So yes, but whether we could do it next week might be, because I have to go to the council meeting going Wednesday afternoon for Thursday and Friday. I do have to alert the House to the fact that we could be very well discussing preparations for a no-deal Brexit. The situation is very serious in terms of where we are now. This isn't about choreography, as some people might think. There's a very serious issue in respect of level playing field that will be difficult to resolve. And unfortunately, we are facing the prospect of a no-deal Brexit if something doesn't break that over the next day or two. So that's why I have no difficulty in accepting the request. And just to add, that I do also have to say, I do welcome the decision of the British government to pull back and withdraw the offending clauses of the Internal Market Bill, and also not to proceed with the offending clauses in the Taxation Bill later this week. That paves the way for the operation of the protocol and the withdrawal agreement, which Commissioner Šefčovič and Michael Gove have been negotiating for quite some time. Those negotiations went smoothly in the last 2 weeks and have ironed out a lot of difficulties, which on that front and in that strand of the talks is positive in terms of the all-island economy and in terms of the border issue. But however, of great significance, as Deputy McGrath has said, is the implications of the UK-EU future trading relationship, which is going to poses a very significant challenge to us, and will have implications for fisheries, will have implications for the agri-food and agri-food business in particular, for the west of Ireland and the border counties, if a no deal is where we end up in the next week or so.
Thank you, Taoiseach. It would appear appropriate in light of what the Taoiseach says and what the members have raised that the Business Committee would look at setting a time aside next week, additional time for the debates you're referring to.